The president of McDonald's, Joe Erlinger, is in a bit of a panic after recent reports of greedflation leading to $18 Big Macs. You can see right there, $18 Big Macs. Wow. Now, Erlinger has penned a rare open letter to our U.S. fans, basically begging them, oh, please don't listen to these news reports. No, please don't listen to the reports that are saying that we're taking advantage of inflation in order to pad our pockets to make tons of profit. No, that's not fair. That's not fair. Those $18 Big Macs, by the way, not our fault. We didn't do that. Oh, really? Now, according to the Wednesday letter, they were sold at only one location in the U.S. out of more than 13,700. So really, you can't fault us for that. Erlinger said that it frustrated and worried him that this report had been picked up and spun into viral social media posts and poorly sourced reports. And that many people now seem to believe that this is the rule and not the exception. He also pushed back on rumors that the average price of a Big Mac in the U.S. has risen 100% since 2019. Well, here's the thing, right? We didn't raise it 100%. We raised it more like 21%. Oh, so that makes it better. No, it doesn't. In fact, look, the prices of McDonald's have risen sharply since 2014. I'll give you the numbers on that. But he noted that the price had only gone up from $4.39 in 2019 to $5.29 today. And that's just for the Big Mac itself. Oh, okay. So that makes it better. No, not really. Elsewhere, he added, for a brand that proudly serves nearly 90% of the U.S. population every year, we feel a responsibility to make sure the real facts are available. I love it when they use real facts, as opposed to alternative. Now, here's the thing. The real fact is that fast food is way more expensive than it was in 2019. About 33% more expensive, on average. According to an analysis by Finance Buzz, it's even worse since 2014, over the past 10 years. McDonald's menu prices have actually doubled since that year, and other restaurants are also not exempt from this scrutiny. Costs at Popeyes, for example, are up 86% in the last decade. Taco Bell hasn't seen their prices increase by 81%. You know what? That tracks, because I remember back in the day, all right, I was able to get like a whole buttload of tacos for like $5, okay? Like swimming in tacos. Now, for $5, you get like 2 of them. That's it. And it's not like they're bigger or better. In fact, I think the quality has actually gotten worse. Most of the time, they barely have any cheese on them, all right? What's going on here? Like, why are you being stingy with my cheese, all right? It's not just them. Starbucks and Subway also increased their prices by 39% each in the same period. What happened to the $5 footlongs? They know $5 footlong. It's like $20. Overall, they've raised menu prices by 60% since 2014, which is nearly double the rate of inflation. So that's the greedflation part, okay? Now, these companies said, well, we had to raise our costs went up, so your costs had to go up too. Well, if it was just a inflationary, pressures, for example, from the pandemic, shipping, supplies, all that stuff. If that were the case, how come corporate profits at the same time rose 5 times faster than inflation? Explain that one, right? Corporate profits, record highs. Oh, it's because the answer is not inflation. The answer is corporate greed, using inflation as an excuse to add a whole bunch more profit on the top. Now, they also, by the way, get this sleight of hand, right? So not only did they blame this on inflation, their increased costs, but they also blamed it on rising wages. Oh, you see, we've had to raise wages in places like California, $20 an hour. Oh my God, we can barely afford to do business as it is, so we had to raise our prices. And obviously, when our costs go up, we got to pass it along to you. Well, why doesn't it ever, why doesn't it ever get passed along to the executives who are actually taking the majority of the money? The CEO of McDonald's received $19.2 million last year in salary, bonuses, and stock. According to financial disclosures, Erlinger himself actually made about $7.4 million in salary, stock, and other compensation from McDonald's, and that was in the year 2021, which is the latest that I could find. Maybe you ought to take it from them, to cover the costs of inflation without having to pass it along to the consumer. Because, again, they never consider that, right? And the only reason that they have started to put out this, a panicky letter and to try to actually start reducing their prices, which they could have done all along, is that people have had enough. The consumer, we're tired of getting screwed over, okay? People have pulled back. People have decided to eat at home, probably because they couldn't afford it. Otherwise, even though grocery costs have also gone up in the grocery stores, yes, everything's more expensive now. But with the massive rise in fast food prices, it's actually now cheaper to eat at home, which didn't used to be the case. So now Erlinger, getting back to him, he was actually referencing a viral photo from last summer. I already showed you that earlier, showing a Big Mac combo at a Darien, Connecticut location costing about $17.59. That combo actually costs even more, around $22, on the food delivery apps like Grubhub. And then, of course, you also got to make sure to tip your driver, obviously. So that's going to be more, got to make sure that, they actually get the money for bringing you the food. Now, there's another customer that had also complained about having to pay $7.29 for a single Egg McMuffin. So it's not just in one place. It's in a lot of different places, franchises. And so, you've got all these insane prices from these companies. Yeah, they're going to pay the price. And I mean the companies, when people decide, I can't afford to do this anymore. I can't afford to subsidize the CEOs and the executives, okay? I can't afford to do that anymore. Either they're going to have to pull back and paying their executives hundreds of times more than their workers, or they're going to lose business. That's how it works, okay? And don't you dare even think of touching the wages. Because again, wages being that high, it's just for people to be able to survive, all right? If you want people to frequent your restaurant, you have to make it affordable enough for people to be able to eat there. Simple as that. And right now, with the way things are out of control, okay, people can't afford to do that. Fast food, no longer a cheaper option. So people are going to go where their wallets lead them. And so McDonald's and all these other companies, that's why they're being forced to pull back on doing what they should have done all along and not taking advantage of the pandemic and of inflation to massively pad their pockets. It's just absolutely greedy and completely immoral.